Alright, here we are going to first make a graph for y is equal to x to the 1/2 power. What is x to the 1/2 power? It just means a square root, right? So, again, we are just going to rewrite this first so that it's easier for us to think about and compute it. This is just square root of x. And now, let's go ahead and make the table. Here we have the x, and then we have the y, which is just going to be square root of x. And we have some x values already. We have 0, 1, 4, and 9. Well, when we putting 0 in here, square root of 0 is just 0. When we put down 1 right here, square root of 1 is just 1. Put a 4 in here, square root of 4 is just 2. And lastly, put a 3, that's the answer. Put a 9 in here with the answer is just 3. So, we are done. We can just now go ahead and make our graph. Here is 0, and let's say this is 1, and here is my 4, and lastly, here is my 9. And then we have 1, 2, 3, like so. First, 0, 0 is right here. Next, 1, 1 is right here. Next, 4, 2 is right here. And lastly, 9, 3 is right here. Then, we can of course just go ahead and connect the dots with a curve. And we are done for that. Now, for the second one, this is x to the 1/3 power. And this turns out to be a cube root situation, right? So let me actually write this down better for you guys. 1/3. It means that we have the cube root of x. Well, again, we are going to follow the table. So right here, I'll give you guys the x values that we are going to use, and then the y values. First thing first, we have this, and that. We are going to start with -8, and then -1, 0, 1, and 8. Now, plugging -8 in here, cube root of -8 is -2, because -2 times -2 times -2 will give us -8. Then, putting -1 here, cube root of -1 will give us -1. Put the 0 here, we get 0. Put the 1 here, we get 1. Put the 8 here, we get +2. Then again, we can just go ahead and plug the points. This time I will draw it like this. Here is my 0, and let's say this is my 1, and this is the -1, and let's say here is -8. Now I'm drawn to scale because I don't have a graph paper, right? Alright, so here is 1, here is 2, and then let's say here is -1. So let me just try to put it down slightly better. Let's say this is -1, this of course is 0, and -2. We're ready to go. First, -8, -2, so it will be down here. Next, -1, -1, so -1, -1, and then we have 0, 0, and then we have 1, 1, and then we have 8, and whoops, this should be +8. 8, 2, so 8, 2 is like that. In the end, we're just going to connect the dots with a curve. This time, the curve looks like this. You go up like this, and then hit that, and then you turn like that. As you can see, on the right-hand side, the graph looks similar, but when we have the square root, we cannot put in negative numbers inside of the square root. That's why we only have one part. However, once we have the cube root, negative numbers are allowed. So that's why you have the whole thing. It's like an S shape, right? So that's it.